Please remember to like, subscribe and comment, as we love to hear back from our viewers. Also, if you enjoy our videos, please consider becoming a patron of our show through Patreon and or GoFundMe. Links are listed below the video in the description. From the deepest, darkest recesses of Dangerous Nerds headquarters, Keith Moncrief and Gerry Kissell.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Minefield with Keith
and Gerry.
And we're going to be talking about some more nerdy stuff. And it's going to be really nerdy in here tonight. Just so nerdy. I'm saying it like it's dirty. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about some Star Trek. We're going to talk about some Batman. We're going to talk about a little Game of Thrones. And then, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about Graham Nolan and Chuck Dixon at the end, because we're promoting what they're doing right now. And I'm part of what Chuck's doing, so yay, me. Anyway, and we're going to talk a little bit about Walking Dead. So, start off, we're going to talk about the documentary about Deep Space Nine.
Star Trek has a new documentary. It's going to be actually a Fathom Events. So if your local theater participates with the Fathom Events.
And ours does.
Yes. So you'll have an opportunity to see a documentary called What We Left Behind. It's a documentary about the making of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I.R. Steven Bauer, who is was one of the people that ran that show, and in my opinion is one of the few people that could probably actually turn around and save Discovery from itself if CBS would just get off their butts and put him in charge of it.
Because you look back at Deep Space Nine and everything that they like to brag about on Discovery, they actually had on Deep Space Nine.
And did it better.
And they did it better, and the fans loved it. There was no rejecting of it. It was embraced as great Star Trek.
I mean,
there was a gay character. There was, in fact, they had one of the first lesbian kisses on television.
Yeah,
it was after L.A. Law, but before everything else.
Yeah,
because L.A. Law had the first one.
Yeah, and there were a few people that were, not sold on having a Star Trek program actually feature war as a storyline. And for many people that were against it, it wasn't until they actually sat down to rewatch the show after it had gone off the air and actually sat down and just really watched the show that they
became fans.
Yeah, they became fans.
I'm going to say right now, I always liked Deep Space Nine, but I didn't love it. I had problems with it. And my problems with it were just, it was after season 2, all the way up until about the last season, it felt like Love Boat in space. And I was getting really frustrated with it. It's like, I don't give two craps who's sleeping with who. But I did love the fact that they brought O'Brien on there. You had Worf on there. So it had that true connection to Next Generation. And we had two great characters. I loved O'Brien and I loved Worf. Klingons do not laugh.
I like Dr. Bashir. I like Garrick.
And he, in real life, he married Nina Visitor. Didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt so sad. I like her.
Look, if you are someone who is still kind of new to the whole Star Trek thing, and you're a fan of Discovery, give this series, give this documentary an opportunity
to show you what it was really like.
Yeah.
And why? Maybe you'll understand when you watch this why we're so bothered by what Alex Kurtzman does. I have to spit when I say his name.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Anyway.
But anyway, this is a great opportunity to actually watch how a show is put together, to watch the people that actually invested time, effort, and really good stories.
Do we know when they're going to be releasing it, like on demand and all that?
Okay.
Is it going to be simultaneous or is it going to be later?
No, that stuff will be later. This is just a theatrical documentary release from Fathom Events. And you can go ahead and go online and just look up What We Left Behind. Look back at Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
And what is Fathom Events? Is it fathomevents.com? What's their address?
Yeah,
fathomevents.com, and look up the Deep Space Nine documentary and get your tickets. Find out if your town has a Fathom Events theater.
Yeah, and it'll be worth your time to actually seek this
on
out.
the big screen.
Yes.
So it'll be the only time Deep Space Nine has hit the big screen.
Yeah.
So it'll be nice.
Yeah.
So, and past that, we of course have news about Batman '89
Yes.
Robin, that they're going to be doing a theatrical release.
A theatrical release and also a release of all of the movies, starting with the '89 Batman, leading all the way up to Batman and Robin, all of it 4K release. So, I mean, it's going to look good.
I can hardly wait to see Batman's nipples in 4K.
You're not going to let that go, are you?
I'm never going to. I actually started to walk out of the theater in the Batman and Robin. And I said, I swear, if I see one butt shot or a nipple, I'm walking out. And my wife was like, oh, it'll be fine. He won't see it. And then, of course, like right at the very beginning of the movie, and I got up and went, that's it, I'm out of here. She's like, now, honey, stay, because I want to see more.
Well, everything's going to be released on 4K June 4th. So you'll be able to actually buy Batman 1989 in glorious 4K HD.
Which looks really good, because people don't understand, because I talked to Josh Becker about this quite a bit over the last 20 years, that as pristine and clean as HD can be, and how good it looks, it doesn't have the look of film, because film is made with grain.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a graininess in it. And that grain disappears, and you no longer feel like you're watching a movie. That's why when you're watching a lot of these films that are shot in HD, as clean as they look and beautiful effects and stuff, there's something almost missing, because there's something that we love, our eyes love, about that, the little flecks of grain in the film when we watch it.
Yeah.
And you can watch that with some of these, because they were shot on film.
Yeah.
So having that transferred onto 4K HD is going to look amazing, because you'll still feel like you're watching a movie.
Good. Oh, just a good movie. Just these look.
I wish that they would go back and fix one thing in Batman, the first one.
What?
That animated opening where he turns, it was so Disney animated, it didn't even look like a real shadow when he...
Oh, yeah.
It just looked like hand-drawn...
You know what? I'm not bothered by it. I thought it was good.
You wouldn't be, but I'm an editor, and I notice these things.
Anyway, so, it'll be also released as a full-on 4-movie set this coming September.
Let me guess, over $100.
They did not actually. They have not released how much it's going to be worth. You know what? If you can't wait, just when everything's released in June individually, just buy it individually and call it good.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because I'm only going to buy the first 2. I might get the other 2 for my daughter, because she's a big fan of this. She absolutely loves Poison Ivy, and Arnold is Mr. Freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze! So she loved
Batman
that.
and Robin.
That's her favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite is actually...
here's the artwork.
Batman Returns. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. New box artwork for all of it.
Send that to me and I'll actually put it up on screen.
Okay.
And let's see. We're going to talk about Game of Thrones, because we only have 5 days. Actually, 3 days. 3 days. 3 days now. Because it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we have 3 days till the premiere. Yeah.
Well, let me ask this question.
Okay.
How likely do you think it is that a major character, is going to buy it in that first episode when they come back?
I don't think it's just him as a writer. I think it's the showrunners. I think they really enjoy doing that to the fans. It's like, you really like that character? I'm going to kill him. I'm going to make him die right in front of you.
And I'm going to find out what character you like.
It's not going to be a slow death or a fast death. It's going to be a slow death. We're going to watch the blood drain and the color leave his face.
Tell us what character you like. We'll
They're,
find that
they're
character.
very sadistic, those filmmakers on
We'll
that
find
show.
him or her.
That's why I'm looking forward to see their Star Wars.
Oh, man.
Because I just can hardly wait to see what they do with that.
Their Star Wars series is going to be something else.
Yeah, because like Ryan, what's his name? Rian Johnson is apparently still going to be doing like an Old Republic Star Wars, and I expect that one to tank, completely tank. But I will put money on their Star Wars kicking butt and just being everything every child Star Wars fan that grew up wanted in a mature Star Wars film. So that's what I think. Anyway, we're going to move on to the new Walking Dead because despite the lowest ratings that show has had with its finale, it was the lowest, the series lowest. It is still the highest rated non-network television series. It's got the highest ratings of anything on television, not on a main network.
People just love it.
And why do we even have that anymore? Why do we still refer to CBS, ABC, and NBC as those prime networks?
Ooh,
Because
I know.
What?
It's over-the-air television. That's something we're technically not paying for. It's all free.
See, we need to just. I don't pay for it.
Yeah, you do.
Take me away.
Yeah, he pays for it. Don't listen to him. He pays for it.
I'm a good guy. I'm a Catholic. I'm a good Catholic. So, I think that this new Game of Thrones is just going to be brutal. I have my money on the last person standing, which is going to be Ariana. Is that her name? Arya. She's been really one of my favorite characters throughout the show. I just love her character. She's a little badass. I'm kind of hoping that the Hound doesn't die. I'm hoping that he saves the day and fights alongside her.
Yeah. I get this distinct feeling that Arya Stark has already signed her own death warrant. I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I think she's going to get
by
assassinated.
betraying.
Yeah. The Nameless. I think she's going to get assassinated.
Who are they?
Nameless.
No, I mean, what are they called?
Nameless. The Nameless.
I don't understand.
Faceless.
What's her name?
Faceless. Nameless.
Faceless, Nameless?
Yeah. Something.
This is who's on first.
Anyway, I think that I would like to see Tyrion, but with the way his character is going, though,
I know he's going to be the one that kills his sister. He's going to do it.
Yeah.
I think it might end up being his last act.
Yeah.
To once again be a king killer. Again, for the right reason, because I keep telling
people...
Oh,
you mean Jaime?
Oh, you're talking about Tyrion. I'm sorry. Yeah, Tyrion. I love Tyrion. I hope he doesn't die. He's the best character on the show.
Yeah, he is my favorite.
After him is her.
I mean, no, he's not my favorite. Cersei's my favorite. That's it. Yeah, that's the way. Cersei's my favorite.
Cersei. I believe that Jaime is going to be the one that kills
Cersei.
Yeah, Cersei. Yeah. I think he's going to nail her in a different way. So, he's going to stick it to her. Going to stick it deep.
Family show.
Here we go. With, because we're coming to the end of this. The biggest shock would be if, what's her name doesn't become the queen. And with Jon Snow.
Oh, yeah. Well, no.
Because I don't know what they're going to do. You never know. But the clear thing from the very first episode, I said, he's obviously the real legitimate king.
Yeah.
But, I don't know what they're going to do. You don't know. It's hard to really predict what they're going to do because they're so unpredictable.
Well, technically, they are. Well,
they're related.
Yeah.
But they don't have a problem with that in that show. At all. Not at all. So there's a lot of stabbing.
Geez.
between siblings.
Yeah.
Step,
Yeah.
step.
Yeah.
Come together, brother, and stab me with your sword. So we're down to the last 3 days. Looking forward to this weekend. And then, of course, Walking Dead. We got this show that's going to have another spinoff. And because of the low ratings that they got, even though they're low, they're still higher than everybody else. So they're going to get a new series. So we're going to get to see more Walking Dead.
They're talking fall 2020. This one will be filmed in Virginia.
Instead of Georgia.
Basically.
Which is my old home ground. My son's there.
Yeah.
Most of my friends are back in Virginia.
It is, again, obviously they do well enough to allow them to spend more money to do this. I think that overall, no matter how we may feel about the original show, whatever ups and downs it has, it's a show that just keeps going. You can't kill it. Now, they haven't quite caught up to the amount of time that, say, Supernatural's been around, but at the rate they're going, they could catch it.
They very well could.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. I because I was watching Fear the Walking Dead until they killed the dad.
Yeah.
And when they killed him, I'm like, that was the character that held me.
Yeah.
It's like, you get rid of him, I'm out of here. But my buddy Mac is always telling me, you got to go back. It's really good. I'm like, all right, I'll try it again. One day I will. I'll give this new Walking Dead, because I'm done with The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Once that final episode where they captured Negan, that was it. I was done. Because they killed one of my favorite characters with that show. Mm-hmm. And I knew that Lincoln was going to be leaving. But once they killed Coral, I was done. Yeah, I love that kid. I've met him. I've actually met him twice. My daughter had ridiculous. Zoe has a crush on him. She secretly probably still does have a crush on him.
Is that right, Zoe?
Yeah, Zoe. Zoe? Huh? You still got a crush on Coral? Love you, baby. Anyway, so there we are. That's the wrap up of this episode. I guess we'll go out a little bit talking again. Graham Nolan's, we got last 2 days of his Kickstarter for
Support.
Return to Monster Island.
Yes, a sequel to.
And you know what? There's actually monsters in it.
Really?
It's an island. I was really shocked because the island travels. Yeah. You not read it?
The island travels?
Island travels. So I love the video. And if you've not seen the video, go back to some of our episodes from a week ago. You can actually see the video that Graham did at the end of our episodes talking about the show or the comic book. It's very good. I would actually like to see this as a movie or a TV series.
Yeah, but no polar bears on the island.
No, polar bears. I'm done with polar bears. Stupid polar bears. Eating seals. We love seals. Especially Seal, because he's an amazing singer. I heard he actually got beat with a hammer on an island when a bunch of hunters went looking for seals. And
we gotta wrap that
I'm
up.
just lying. I'm just making up stupid stuff. And Chuck Dixon's Airboy, which I'm doing a pinup for, and I'm also going to be doing a new video edit for their trailer. I'm getting to do two things for him. Drew Ford talked to me about it, and very engaging guy. I like the guy. It's Alive Comics. Great company, and Chuck Dixon, good friend and one of the best writers I've ever read in comics. He really is. When I look back at some of the best comics from the 80s to today,
yeah,
he wrote a majority of them. I'm like, that's pretty shocking.
Talent.
And he co-created Bane, one of the best villains outside of the Joker for Batman.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Airboy! Check out the video at the end of the credits. Stick around. And with that, I guess we'll go.
So you've been watching Pop Culture
Minefield with Keith
and Gerry.
And you guys take it easy. Y'all come back now. You hear? Oh, the theme song.
This is Chuck Dixon speaking to you from the control tower. It was a real kick to return to a series that I wrote 30 years ago, but even more fun is returning to an interrupted storyline that I was writing 30 years ago. Longtime Airboy fans can finally find out what happened next. Join us, support us, and keep them flying. Over and out.